Hello there my gracious friends. Say, do you know the Rescue Heroes? Yeah, I figured not. Well, I most certainly do. We all had that specific brand of consumerism when we were very young and held them dear to our hearts, whether it be Transformers or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Barbie, Polly Pocket, Action Man. But when I was very young, it was Rescue Heroes, and I had this specific figurine that looked exactly like Buzz Lightyear. And I lost it in the fire many years ago. Deserves 3 Hail Marys just for that. It even came with a VHS tape that promoted the toys that range from firemen, medics, and so on. All cheesy, but has a lot packed in for all the kids. This brand was made by the colouring book preschool toy creators known as Fisher-Price, and of course, they made a video game for it. In comes Rescue Heroes Molten Menace for the PlayStation 1, and I got this rather hot title online because no one else was gonna buy it, were they? And since that I have a personal attachment to this series and brand of consumerism, I decided to endeavour and give this a little whirl. So, let's take a look at Rescue Heroes Molten Menace on the PlayStation 1. This ought to be fun. Molten Menace was released in 2001, A Space Odyssey, and developed by Asylum Entertainment and published by Knowledge Adventure, creators of your childhood educational PC games like the Jumpstart series, Reading Blaster, a few Jurassic Park games, and of course, Barbie's Horse Adventure for the PS2, my favourite. So hopefully we're going to be taught the special steps to avoiding hazards and dealing with such a perilous situation. Our game begins with an FMV full motion video cutscene, and already I'm frightened from the character models and their squishy plastic mouths. Not to forget the obnoxious music that is blaring. Oh my good lord, please stop it. We're definitely entering the uncanny valley of FMV, at least it's smoother than Tekken, that's for sure. Entering the menu screen, it features a very intrusive sound effect each time you move it through the options. And honestly, I'm already gaining a massive headache hearing this. Might need a noise canceller so I can save my ears and brain. Instead of complaining, it'd be wise to enter the Rescue Heroes world and get it over and done with. Another FMV cutscene featuring creepy as hell smiles and thumbs pointing all the way up, and we're given the plot of the story. But the back of the box says it all. Kaboom! A volcano erupted near the quiet town of Misty Peaks. Spring into action with the Rescue Heroes trademark team and help save the town. Pretty legit. I'd say the weirdest thing out of this is that they talk to you as a new rookie, but you won't be playing as yourself. You're playing all those buff boys and girl. So are they looking at each different character? Well, no, because then they do this.
And that means you too, rookie. Time to test that training.
I'm going to keep that as a screensaver so I can have nightmares for the rest of my life. We get to name ourselves, and I'm going to name myself Gorigadit. Gorigadit. Don't worry, even I have no idea. So we get to pick a character and level to choose from. Only problem is, I'm not allowed to for some reason. Taking all my choice away, are you, Mr. Firefighter Man, hey? Well, I'm not having any of that. Here's something I did figure out from the manual. With the 2 difficulties that were given, Training Mode and Rescue Specialist, the main thing that changed was being able to choose a level or not to choose a level. Nothing else. No extra obstacles or health bars, just the choice of level selection. Wonderful. This is a game for young kids, so oh, excuse it for the time being. First up is Aerial Flyer, and we're initiated into a control check sequence. Again, this is fine for young kids who need to know the essential controls, but it's done in a way where it's annoying.
Check. 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 Check.
Release water.
Check. Check.
Check this, check that, stop with the checking. This is probably going to happen with each level and character, I can tell. Also, is it just me, or is the audio out of balance to a full front? It's jarring of how vocal the checking is and how quiet the plane effects are, and I can't change this in the settings either. The controls are simple with D-pad maneuvering, and you press a certain button to pick up civilians and animals on roofs, away from the evil force of lava. It's very simple, a bit too simple if I'm to be honest. This is all you do. The objective is painstakingly easy, even for a toddler. All there is to do is to pick up everyone, and all of a sudden it's mission complete. Hopefully the further levels are more complex and change their variation of play. No, it didn't improve. Every level is the exact same mission, only coded with a different vehicle, character, and environment. The only difference I came across was escorting baby sheep to the mama sheep, and that was it. Just because you have different mechanics for each vehicle, like being Bionic Commando 1 second, gripping over to different ledges, which is only one single button press, thank you very much, being Superman, getting stuck between buildings for 3 minutes straight, and jet skiing across water, doesn't mean your mission variety is completely different. It's so similar and repetitive that even toddlers would find this non-educational. I'll go into a rant about this soon, but I'll get into my other peeves and maybe some positives. So, when it comes to the game's variety, you'll be taking on the air, land, and sea. Planes, Superman suits, motorbikes with missiles, jet skis, a mech suit, and a fire truck. They all have the same kind of control, with the only exception being their abilities. The irritating thing is having to check each vehicle before you start the mission. An aggravating test that hurts the ears more than it hurts the mind. Seriously, the audio is absolutely atrocious as the mixing isn't balanced in the slightest degree. It's like listening to someone talk very loudly over your YouTube video. The graphics, aside from the hideous FMV cutscenes, are very straightforward and don't hurt the eyes too much. Although the effects of the streaming water can be sore to the retinas. I never took focus on any of my surroundings aside from tall towers and obstacles because I was too focused on this arrow indicator. You follow this, get to your destination, rinse and repeat. There's no option to turn it off, so the player can't find the civilians and animals themselves. It makes the gameplay feel like a chore and there's not a lot of levels, only 6 to be exact. You want to see something even creepier than the cutscenes? Or how about the civilians themselves? Oh my word, they look absolutely terrible. The structure, the very intimidating "I'm gonna murder your dreams" expressions, just no thank you. The animals are cute though. One thing I do admire about Molten Menace is the openness. That's my major positive, and it's sadly destroyed because there's nothing to do in them except follow the arrow and pick up the humans and the wildlife. The variety is completely barren, which is a shame because I could see some potential with all the fundamentals given. It doesn't have to be the most complex missions ever either. Let's say I'm in the fire truck and I need to get a couple of civilians. They're stuck in the building. The ladder is useless, so I set up a trampoline for them to jump down to by setting a mini game where you catch them. If you've played Breakout, it's not rocket science. Or add a new mechanic where you can enter the buildings and search for any civilians in need of help. A first-person maze kind of thing. Or maybe add a story to each mission, a storyboarded structure. People are trapped on an island surrounded by lava and you have to fly and swoop them up. After swooping them, the next goal is to drop them off at a safe point and then find another batch. Only now, your wingsuit is wrecked, so you have to call on the fire truck to do some busy work. Maybe even get the motorbike shooting away at boxes to make a path for the truck so we can save cats and whatnot. Do you get where I'm coming from? And this brings me to my rant. Yes, this game says it brings forth problem solving and thinking skills. And I never encountered a single moment where I had to use my brain at maximum speed or even at minimum speed. I never got lost, I never needed to think. And yeah, sure, I'm a rusty old man and not a toddler. But you can do more than use an arrow to follow where the lost sheep are. Are you getting my drift? Don't use arrows. I was never educated in the slightest, and yes, I know Rescue Heroes was more focused on the environmental hazards, but there can be a lot to educate about it. Maybe indicate some dialogue where you are close to lava and Space Hoob here says, "No, you can't touch the lava because it's really bad for your skin." Add problem solving to your game, maybe strategizing and acknowledging what the best thing to do in a situation like this is. Do I take the truck for the high-rise building or do I swoop in? I swear, when I started glitching here for a solid 2 minutes, I thought about how this is educational. It's not advertised as educational, but reading this on the back of the box says it is. Oy vey indeed. The only kind of problem solving I got was choosing a level, and even then the challenge was taken away from me. Also, don't dot point that your game has amazing 3D effects and graphics. I can already see my copy of Metal Gear Solid flaunting its 2 discs at me, and I'd rather go in that general direction. Sure, you're colourful, but your heart is completely empty. The voice acting is really cheesy, but I will admit isn't too horrible. It gets the job done. It's clear for kids to understand if the audio isn't irregular every now and then, but like the majority of this game, it becomes annoying.
The lava's moving through the park. Animals are trapped. We've got to get out there now.
This one's red hot. Civilians are trapped on the burning buildings below. We've got to get them to safety ASAP.
Stand by, heroes. We've got a priority 1 here, with citizens trapped on lampposts and vehicles over the hot floodwater. We need to get to them by watercraft, now!
People are trapped up on the rooftops! You've got to lift them up and fly them to safety!
We still have a few people trapped in the high-rises. We need you to get them down from those windows.
And if you're the true speedrunner of this game like me, you'll be hearing rescue heroes, animal noises, and haunting civilians 24/7. Then we have the music. Firstly, the main theme is so irritating with all of its electronic re-effects that it would make a great 4 AM alarm clock. The in-game music, which I've had on in the background the whole time, is cheap, but at the very least, listenable. I never lost my mind hearing it, that's for sure. Just know it won't be going onto my iPod Shuffle. After completing all 6 tedious levels, you're given a lovely certificate to take a photo of, print, and give to your grandmother and local fire station to prove you are the very best at stopping volcanoes. And then it ends with a creepy FMV cutscene. You saved everybody from the treacherous volcano, and I kid you not, after being congratulated, another distress is given and it leads into a sequel.
We've got another Code Red. We've had reports of a tornado headed for Calcutta. Winds are estimated to be blowing
Just another day for the rescue heroes!
Okay, people. This is a 9 Gamma Alpha. You know the drill. Let's go!
You did not just do that. Guess how long it took me to beat Rescue Heroes Molten Menace on the PlayStation 1? 25 minutes. Honestly, I'm not mad at this point, because I played so many bad games that are very short, that's kind of just passed my mind. I'd rather take a shot of absinthe rather than drink a whole bottle of potpourri bourbon. A shorter bad game is better than playing a longer bad game. And yes, here we go, don't buy this game. Get it for $1 if you want to complete your PS1 collection. Don't give it to your kids, give them Putt-Putt, Kid Pix, Reader Rabbit, whatever is a good educational game from the 1990s, or even maybe something in the future. I don't really know. But anyway, this is my game, I am James, and I'll bid you adieu. Bye bye.